Good evening, students. In this session, we will discuss the structure of nephron. So, under this nephron, two important parts are present. First one is the renal corpuscle. Second one is the renal tubule. Renal corpuscle, also called as Malphizian body. Malphizian body, if you see here in the diagram, it is the Malphizian body. It is the structure of Malphizian body. In this Malphizian body, two important parts are there. The first one is the Bowman's capsule. What is the Bowman's capsule? It is a cup-shaped structure. The next one, glomerulus. These are the two important parts present under the Malphizian body. First one, Bowman's capsule. Second one, glomerulus. What is Bowman's capsule? Bowman's capsule is a cup-shaped part. Bowman's capsule, it is a cup-shaped part which is having two membranes. Which is having two membranes. So what are the two membranes are? Outer and inner membrane. Now see what is the outer membrane. So outer membrane is made up of, outer membrane is called as the parietal layer, which is having simple squamous epithelial cells. Simple squamous epithelial cells. Inner membrane is called as the visceral layer, which is made up of, what are the cells are? Podocytes. These are the less flattened cells. Now it is a outer membrane. It is a outer membrane. So it is a outer membrane. The another one is the inner membrane. See this. So outer part is the, what is that? Parietal layer made up of simple squamous epithelial cells. It is the outer part. It is a outer part. It is the inner part. So inner part, I mean the inner layer, it is nothing but a visceral layer made up of podocytes. Outer layer is made up of parietal, it is a parietal layer made up of simple squamous epithelial cells. In between that, empty space is there, that is called as the capsular space. In between these two layers, what is there? Capsular space is present. In between two layers, capsular space is present. So what is the importance of capsular spaces? Whatever the filtration is done, that filtrate is going to be entered into the capsular space. Filtrate enter into capsular space. That is the importance of a cup-shaped part, Bowman's capsule. The next important part is the glomerulus. What is the glomerulus? Glomerulus means nothing but of what? Capillaries. Network of capillaries present in the cup-shaped part. Those are only we are called as glomerulus. Network of capillaries present in Bowman's capsule. That is only we are called as glomerulus. In the glomerulus, two important blood capillaries are there. The blood vessels are there. One is the afferent arteriole, another one is the afferent arteriole. It is the afferent arteriole. What is the importance of afferent and afferent arteriole? Afferent arteriole carries the blood into the network of capillaries, nothing but of glomerulus. Afferent arteriole brings the blood from the glomerulus into the peritubular capillary. That is the importance of the afferent and afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole is larger than the afferent arteriole based on the diameter size, which carries the blood into the glomerulus. Afferent arteriole, which brings out blood from the glomerulus and supply to the peritubular capillary. So that is the importance of renal corpuscle. The next one, renal tubule. Renal tubule is having the very important parts. The first one is the proximal convoluted tubule. It is a proximal convoluted tubule. The next one, a E-shaped part, is called as the loop of Henle. The next one, distal convoluted tubule is there. Then after that, collecting duct. All these collecting ducts are going to be entered into the ducts of Bellini, or we can say that papillary duct. Renal tubule having the following important parts: proximal convoluted tubule. The next one, Henle's loop or loop of Henle. Then third one is the DCT, nothing but of distal convoluted tubule. It is a collecting duct. Collecting duct. Then all these collecting tubules or ducts are going to be merged together, form as the papillary duct. Papillary duct. These are the important parts under the renal tubule. Now we are going to discuss one by one. PCT, nothing but of proximal convoluted tubule. It is the rough diagram. So PCT, DCT, loop of Henle, then collecting duct. Now, what is the importance of PCT? It is called proximal convoluted tubule. It is a highly coiled structure which is made up of ciliated cuboidal cells, made up of ciliated cuboidal epithelial cells. Why it is a ciliated cuboidal epithelial cells means due to the presence of microvilli. Microvilli are present in this region. That's why which is a ciliated cuboidal epithelial cells. The next one, Henle's loop or loop of Henle. Loop of Henle is a U-shaped structure which is having two limbs. One is the descending limb. It is a descending limb. It is the ascending limb. It is having two limbs. One is the descending limb. Another one is the ascending limb. These are the two limbs under the loop of Henle. The next one is the loop of Henle is absent in the cortical nephrons, present in the juxtamedullary nephrons. Absent in cortical nephrons, present in juxtaglomerular juxtamedullary nephrons. The next one, DCT. What is the importance of DCT? Distal convoluted tubule. It is a less coiled compared to PCT. Compared to proximal convoluted tubule. Then made up of cuboidal epithelial cells. Made up of cuboidal epithelial cells. Why? Because there is no cilia. That's why, due to the absence of microvilli are absent. Because of absence of microvilli, they are just made up of, instead of ciliated, only cuboidal epithelial cells are present. Cuboidal epithelial cells only present. That is about the DCT. But in the PCT, ciliated cuboidal epithelial cells are present. What is the reason? Microvilli is present. Here, microvilli is absent in DCT. The next one, collecting duct. Collecting duct. So many collecting ducts are merged together. Many collecting tubules merged together form the papillary duct. Duct are also called as duct of Bellini. Duct of Bellini or papillary duct is formed. That is about the complete structure of what is that? Nephron. So what are the parts are present in the cortex and medulla region about the nephron? The cortex region of kidney. The cortex region of kidney, renal corpuscle, PCT, DCT are present. All these parts are present in present in the cortex region of the kidney. Then in the medulla region, what are the parts of nephron is present? Here Henle's loop, then after that collecting tubule, papillary duct. These are the parts present in the medulla region of the kidney. So next we move to the physiology of excretion. Under the physiology of excretion done in two ways. One is the chemical way, another one is the mechanical way. First one is a chemical way. Second one is the mechanical way. Under the chemical method, two sub important methods are there. Then Ornithine cycle. Under the chemical way of excretion, deamination is the one of the process. The second one is the ornithine cycle. Mechanical way means urine formation. Now we are going to discuss one by one. Chemical way, how the excretion is done. The first one under that deamination. What is deamination? Deamination means removal of surplus proteins or amino acids or amine group from the amino acids to form ammonia and also what is the important product is ketone. Form ammonia and ketonic acid or ketone. That is only called deamination. It is done in all the cells of the body, especially in the liver cells. The process is done in all the cells of the body, especially in the liver cells. Why the deamination process is done in the cells of the body means only excess amount of amino acid is also utilized by the organism. Excess amount of amino acids utilized by the organism. Just for the purpose of excess amount of amino acids utilized by the organism, deamination is done. Now, deamination is done in following ways. The first one is the deamination. Under this oxidative deamination, two alanines are there. Two alanines. Alanine is a amino acid. Two alanines are oxidized with the oxygen in the presence of oxidase enzyme to produce a what is that? Ammonia and also two pyruvic acids. It is only called oxidative deamination. The next one is hydrolytic deamination. Hydrolytic deamination. What is the hydrolytic deamination? Under this process, commonly glutamic acid is one of the amino acid which is hydrolyzed with the help of the water in the presence of what is the enzyme is glutamic acid dehydrogenase. Glutamic acid dehydrogenase enzyme is acting on the glutamic acid. Then it is going to be split into the what is that? Glutaric acid. So alpha, it is formed as a alpha ketoglutaric acid. It is formed as a what? Alpha ketoglutaric acid along with ammonia is formed. The next one is the transamination. Transdeamination. Transfer of amine group from alpha amino acid into the alpha ketonic acid. Transfer of amine group from alpha amino acid into alpha keto acid. Transfer of amine group from alpha amino acid into alpha keto acid. This is the deamination. Deamination done in the 3 ways: oxidative deamination, hydrolytic deamination, transdeamination. Amine group is going to be transferred from alpha amino acid into alpha keto acid. So that is about the deamination. The next one, ornithine cycle. Ornithine cycle. Under this ornithine cycle, it is also called urea cycle or Krebs Henseleit cycle. Here, this ornithine cycle is done in liver only. Now, to see the ornithine cycle, ornithine is the one of the amino acid. To this amino acid, one molecule of ammonia and one molecule of carbon dioxide is added. So that what happened? Citrulline is formed. Citrulline is the other amino acid. To this citrulline, one more molecule of ammonia is added. So that form as the arginine. Arginine is a different amino acid. On this arginine, arginase enzyme is acted. Due to the acting of arginase enzyme, arginine is split into form the urea, and also along with that urea it will be released the what is that water molecule. So this is the way ornithine cycle is done. So here 2 molecules of ammonia is used and 1 molecule of carbon dioxide is used, and 3 amino acids are used. In ornithine cycle, 3 amino acids are used in ornithine cycle. Only 1 enzyme is used. What are that? Arginase enzyme. 3 amino acids, what are that? Ornithine, citrulline and arginine. Only 1 enzyme is utilized. What is that enzyme? Arginase enzyme. So that to form as the urea. 2 molecules of ammonia and 1 molecule of carbon dioxide combined together form as the what is that? Urea. How means? Along with that, water molecules also released. This is the formula of urea. In this process, 3 amino acids are used and 1 enzyme is utilized, and 1 molecule of water is released. It is only called ornithine cycle, which is done in the liver. These are the 2 chemical methods of physiological excretion. Next part we will continue. Thank you, students.